Crypto God here, and today I have a very exciting guest. It's Akash, CEO of Leewayhertz. The Leewayhertz. We're talking blockchain developer. Now, if you haven't followed blockchain technology, these blockchain technologies, the whole thing this crypto thing is built on, these guys right here, they're in the mix, making it possible for us to operate in this crypto sphere. Hey, Akash, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, Raleigh. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Oh, man, I woke up this morning and I was just so excited because this is about our second shot at trying to get a hold of each other. And
yes.
You as a CEO, you're busy.
You could say that, yes.
So I'm excited to finally get to talk with you. Today's episode is going to be a little bit shorter because Mr. Akash has things to do. So let's get down to the brass tacks. Leewayhertz develops blockchain technologies. Is that all you guys do?
Yes, so we are very focused on building blockchain software solutions. This require a different set of expertise, understanding of protocols. So we have kind of like over some years now built up experience in building decentralized applications, which run various kind of blockchains. So blockchain is one explanation, but there is a lot of explanation to this decentralized technology, I would say.
Well, that's great. Now, actually, my editor, who's probably the biggest fan of this podcast because he just loves all the guests that we have, he had a question that he submitted when he heard I was bringing you on, right? Like, he researched your company. He was so excited to actually have someone who worked on blockchain and who was established in the community. Now, what he said, with the rise of blockchain, what do you think about the fact that we have these big centralized companies like Google, like Amazon, all of these things. Now, how do you think they're going to react as this decentralization of the economics and with crypto when it starts to really push forward and push out this idea of centralization? How do you think that's going to be affected?
All of these companies are in one way or the other adapting to the technology. So there was a resistance, I would say, like this may not work and it may not be useful. So when the Bitcoin was priced low, nobody cared until 2015. I would say this company didn't even, bother to look at them. But then eventually the prices started going up and then it reached the mark like $19,000, $20,000 in 2017 end or 18. At that time, everybody just realized that this has some potential. At that moment, all the companies looked at it that this is a solution, but we don't know what problem to solve with it. That's where the maturity of technology was. So people understood that this is a way to do things that you can decentralize. Okay, this is how the ledger system work, consensus work. So they see it, but they were all trying to figure out how do you put value to it? How do you put something that can run for business or save lives or do better for social? So there was no clear answers. And what happened was since that time, the blockchain actually went down. So Facebook, started doing tokens called Libra. And Amazon also came up with, the infrastructure layer, AWS services to help companies just adapt it. Google I haven't seen a lot of movement there, but yes, Google, somewhere I'm sure they're also, trying to do things. So everybody, tried doing POCs and trying to see how it works. And they got to some point of saying, yeah, it works, or it doesn't work. But when the COVID happened, this entire thing became important. And this is my belief that it became important because then people started believing that there is a cryptocurrency you can hold on to, which can give you more stability in a way of not dependent on people and governments. So people started looking at crypto as one of the big use case. And that became a very good application of blockchain. On the other hand, there are other use cases which are now been driven. So, for example, there is a vaccination passport. So, now the people are getting vaccination all over the world. And now we need a system that when you go to the airport, how do you know if you're vaccinated? Is your record right, not right, things like that. So then such type of applications and, the cases started to show up. And I would say that it's not that after COVID they started to show up, they have always been in play. But then they have some value to it, I would say. People started looking at this as an alternative to what was happening in a centralized places. So all these large companies, I would say, have started to adapt. And they are very, I would say at the moment, it's very aggressive in nature. Behind the scene, there is a lot going on, what to support, how to attach things to it. Like there are governments who have now put databases of like do not disturb phone number database on blockchain. So things like that. So there are a lot of activities that have happened since then. So I would say all the companies, the governments, the banks, everybody's looking at it and finding a way. Where does it fit in their entire ecosystem?
That's super exciting because it looks like blockchain has a lot more application than just crypto.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, the crypto is just one application where you're able to exchange value between users. And when you say crypto, it has also evolved in multiple ways. People did crypto without any backing. Then there were stable coins, there were asset-backed tokens. There is, other things that people are doing with crypto also. And the other type of applications where people are doing it they're taking it as a alternative decentralized database where an information can be stored, and as long as the network is up, it's always there and nobody owns it. So when you look at that as a part of the technology, then you can save many things. So for example, you can put supply chain information, you can put healthcare anonymous data for research purposes, you can put donation like data. Now, if you have heard about NFTs, they have become very, very mainstream application of blockchain where the artists who are producing digital arts, their first copy is made available on the blockchain, and then it gets sold over the network in the marketplace. And then the exact, the information of who the owner is, who created it, that stays with it, and it's always there. So I think the applications are endless. I think we are actually limited to our thought process of where to apply this at its best. So like NFT showed up, recently, and then it became mainstream. I said, yes, this is a good application. So I'm sure that there are many, many more to come.
That is absolutely amazing. And more often than not, I find we limit by our own thoughts. Our imagination is probably the thing that limits everybody's success and can limit any project. That's why, innovative dynamic solutions to problems is massive. And if you were really to break down the whole blockchain system, I think it can be broke down to what you said earlier. It's about information exchange that's decentralized that pretty much can go out to everyone.
Correct. Not everyone. So going back to the previous point, the thought process is not limited, just to correct that. It's the timing that matters the most. So whether there are enough people to adapt to it, trust it, the timing has everything to do with it. So when the Bitcoin price was less than $1, nobody cared. When it became like it's just $65,000 or something, then everybody started looking at it, and there is a huge trades happening. There is a bigger audience. So I think it's more, I would say, it's a timing that has the biggest impact, I would say. Of course, the ideas and other things will also have an impact. So yeah, it's a timing that matters the most.
Right, because blockchain's fast. It's very fast.
Yeah, I mean, so the blockchain has been, matured in being fast. So there are initial blockchain on which the Bitcoin works. It's very slow, actually. So Ethereum, currently, if you try to do a transaction, it takes hours to get your transaction done. Sometimes it doesn't even go through. So there are a huge problem with the old blockchain protocols. But yes, the new protocols that showed up, they are having a bigger impact. There is a protocol which is a kind of like an extension to Ethereum. There is Zinfin, which has I've seen it's a hybrid protocol used for private and public, and it works well. So I think yes. So there are protocols which are coming up and which have been proven to be fast enough. Yes.
Which I think moving forward is going to be the big key to the success of the technology, because if it's secure and it's almost instantaneous moving forward, then the applications are limitless.
Yes, absolutely agree. I think it's fast enough to take a lot of type of application already. So there are games being built, there is a lot being done. So I think it's fast enough to run a many majority of application. Like there are enterprises which are writing application for doing insurance claims, doing healthcare claims, doing record keeping of accidental stuff. So those application doesn't require that sort of a speed. So then you can just deal with what exists, and it's not real time such things. But when you come to applications like gaming, where you're trying to compete with someone, then the speed has an impact.
Man, I can't wait to see all the different avenues that blockchain will take us as a people, because the idea of, as you said, medical records and things of that nature, COVID shot, just the fact that whether or not someone's vaccinated so they can travel, like that kind of information being available through the blockchain, I think will revolutionize the way we as a people deal with the world.
100%. You're right.
And, I think like that's the big thing. Like with decentralized companies, it's going to become so obvious that they need to start using this technology. It's going to be more of a state of evolution rather than whether or not they should resist it.
Correct. They are absolutely working towards adoption. I think that stage of resistance has gone now.
I can see that too. And I think once we start being able to do things more quickly and communicate more clearly and send the information in a way that's extremely efficient, I think honestly it might bring the whole world closer together. And like this might seem a little grandiose, but man, maybe a little closer to peace because we're able to communicate faster and more efficiently.
Absolutely. Yes, I think faster and efficiency, I would also add the biggest impact of this technology is the trust in the system and the data that is represented in the system. So the blockchain basically gives us the trust factor that this data has existed and it has not been altered. And that's where the differentiating factor is. Everything else is just around it to support this fundamental nature of the technology, which is bringing trust to the information.
That's really, really exciting. And I know that we had limited time. So I really appreciate you coming here and just talking about a little bit of how blockchain technology works. Now, we're going to put the relevant information for Leewayhertz down in the description below. Man, we got to get together some other time so we can have a bit more of a discussion on the very specific ways that blockchain works. But I know that you got to get going.
Sorry, I got to do the short trolley, but I'm very happy to come back online. That will be fun. I mean, I really want to talk about this topic as much as I can. This just excites me a lot.
So we will definitely have you back on the show because there's a lot of people that want to know how blockchain does what it does.
Great. We'll look forward to that, Trolley.
Absolutely, Akash. I appreciate your time. Now, everybody at home, remember to like, comment, and subscribe and share to your friends so you can stay in the know. Ring the bell so you can get all the information every single time that we go live. Now, with that being said, this has been Crypto God and hodl that.